भाइयों बहनों, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, scholars, students, researchers, professionals, officials, doctors, ministers, listeners all around the world, those who are listening, we welcome and thank you all wholeheartedly for coming to this place from nearby or distant places and for having assembled here under this one roof. This human body being the supreme creation which has been endowed upon you is solely meant to cultivate positive thinking and to follow the true path. A human being should first listen and then distinguish earnestly between right and wrong. As everyone possesses mind, wisdom and intellect, the saints don't have any talisman to give it to the individuals in order to have them benefited or for God's realization. The saints don't believe in rituals or hypocrisies towards God's realization. They rather believe in practical hard work to be spiritually strong. Only after practicing themselves, they advise the people to follow the principles of self-realization. There is left little doubt why their followers should not attain that invisible power. Today, you are here to know by the spiritual congregation in progress whether that power, God, Prabhu, Paramatma, is actually existing or it is a routine name. You will neither be asked to pay us any kind of offerings, that is materialistic things, nor to shower any praise upon us. We will only put before you the praise of the Almighty. We are here to serve you, and for your service we do have come. The time destined by the true preceptor will be dedicated in your service. The theme of the discourse being taken up today dwells in the hymen, "Be not ignorant, you identify false and true. God hath given these enough powers to think and decide, O brothers. So make the best use of your intellect. Please don't feign ignorance. The Almighty has blessed you with the super intelligence. But for what? Going 100% by the hearsay, or what your mind generates is totally wrong. It is as if someone has locked himself in a room thinking that the world does not exist outside and there is nothing to realize beyond it. He also thinks that the whole world has perished. We call it a sheer ignorance. When he unlocks and sees the world outside, he realizes that the world is existing as it was, and only he had within his limited range of place and mind. Today's individual, under the wrong perception, attaches radical importance to worldly materialism and defines spirituality as a superfluous affair and claims spiritual congregation as hypocrisy. On the other hand, True saints, after their deep realization, contradict man's theory of materialism and his attitude towards amassing bank balance, wealth, properties, and children, and behold such attainments as superfluous. Saints question: have you acquired any such commodity that would accompany your soul when it would when it would leave your body, and when that soul which encompasses everything is not there? There is obviously nothing. Everything goes on because of the soul's existence. Some people question about the existence of the soul and God and carry the wrong notion that there is no such thing. It is nothing but a narrow thinking and an utterance based on bankruptcy of knowledge. Oh brothers, it is important, it is imprudent to declare the result without scrutinizing the whole of subject matter. What does the concept of origin of soul say? The Lord as well as the soul does exist positively. The word today is based on science, and you will also be enlightened on the analogy of the same theory. The great men have divulged since long about the source of the soul. They have explained Almighty first appeared as mass radiant. Almighty first appeared as mass radiant. Every living being is His descendant. We all are His flesh and blood, called no one as bad or good. First of all, God created Himself, the unified source of power, emerged as a mass of divine light, and got the statues made by negative power. Negative power tried to bring those statues to life, but he could not. He wanted to create a world of his own to rule over. So he meditated for 72 quadruplet ages to win the grace of Almighty God, and Almighty ultimately he was successful in doing so. After such a long meditation, God acceded to his request, and he struck the rays of his divine light with the said statues and converted these objects into living bodies. These rays are called the living souls. So the soul derived its existence from God. The great men have not mentioned about the shape of that mass, whether it was round or triangular or rectangular. Therefore, God is called formless or Nirankar. It is further explained that the whole world has been generated from this very divine light. We all too have drawn life from the same divine light. Then how can one be better or worse than the other? And the individual is nobody to decide about one's being good or bad. The present spiritual congregation narrates the bare truth, and facts personally experienced in this, the age of darkness. It is simply said that example is better than precept. What does it mean? We generally